Welcome to First Issues. Looking back, it is safe to assume that we can all agree that technology has had a tremendous impact on our lives. Just 10 years ago, online meetings were not a thing. Now they make up most people's work days. This goes for how technology has taken over everything: shopping, social interactions, paying farmhands, receiving payments from the unbanked, automated production lines, and many others. These were the fruits of someone's ideas, paying testament to the importance of technology in the evolution and development of our lives and, of course, work. The skills required today and without a doubt the future are said to be predominantly in STEM: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This, of course, speaks directly to the changes alluded to in our opening, to help expedite, improve on, and ease all processes in the digital world. However, to be able to make rapid evolution expertly and successfully, education in STEM has to start at the grassroots. In today's age of information, the ability to innovate, be technologically fluent, and understand how and why things work together is incredibly important. With this realization, where are the gaps and how can they be bridged? Samir, thank you so much for coming on First Issues. We're talking about, that the future of jobs is in STEM. So STEM being science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, right? But with the future being there of careers, what do you think the accessibility to STEM programs has been?
Thank you for having us. The accessibility to STEM programs in Botswana, I'd like to believe, are there now. BrainSTREAM itself is offering a wide range across the board. It had been there previously in very beginner stages. However, I believe that now there is credible organizations. Ideally, we should have a system that has implemented it as a subject, like you've got your conventional mathematics, science, geography, physics, chemistry, etc., etc. STEM education, robotics should be a subject in every single school right across the country, be it private, public, etc. And that would then give accessibility to everyone across the country.
Considering that the future, like you said before we started this conversation, the future is already now. But considering that, what do you think the uptake is like? Looking at the pace at which things are moving?
Look, the uptake is there. The pace is okay. I think we could be doing a little bit better. There's a lot of interest amongst people and parents who are aware of the importance of STEM. The unfortunate situation around that is it's not prominent in the belief structure of people who have not had the opportunity to travel, have not had the access to STEM education, where they tend to not understand the importance as much as people who have understood it or seen it or have experience in STEM. And that's where primarily the challenge lies. There has been a lot of drive from government, which is positive, to say that we want mindset change, fourth industrialization, STEM, because we know jobs are there. It's not the future, it's the now. This year, there's 20 million jobs in STEM worldwide. If you go onto LinkedIn right now, you'll find that most jobs that are available are in the technology space, because it's the space that's rapidly growing as we speak. 30, 40 years ago, it was manufacturing, because the world was starting to produce more and more and more commodities and goods for the whole world. And now the reality is that we need STEM-related jobs, or we need STEM-related people to take up those jobs. So the push is there, but until government doesn't implement it from grassroots levels as a mandatory subject in the schooling system, we're not going to have a knowledge-based economy from grassroots levels.
I think we're having this conversation, and we were talking earlier that this is science, technology, engineering, and maths. And to the common person, the lay person, they think this is just science and maths. Perhaps you could make a distinction for our viewers at home who may not have that kind of understanding.
STEM was the initial startup. The abbreviations, they had science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Subsequent to that, it's had a bit more development. So some people call it STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And it's even gone further now to say STREAM with the letter R, and that incorporates robotics. So yes, it is math, science, and the likes. However, it's done very differently. It's done through conceptualization, building, programming, problem-solving skills. When you take the example of STEM education, sometimes there's something that needs to be done in a maths or science class, and you've got to explain to a child what are gear ratios, what is mass, what is weight. When you do it theoretically, it's a little bit more challenging to understand it. However, through STEM, when you do it practically, the child grasps it immediately because they understand, so the gear ratios are hard because the force, there's a motor, that's why it works like this. Mass, what is mass, weight? When you do it in a project or you build something, it's there. STEM also incorporates the fundamental new technologies which are apparent in the international market at all levels, like programming, like drones. These are all things that are part of the STEM, under the STEM umbrella. And in reality, it's not just thing. Remember, under the STEM umbrella, a child who suffers in maths and science in school can thrive and become a designer for the biggest organizations in the world tomorrow, because that individual can conceptualize, can build, can program way better than what he can possibly, or she can do possibly through basic theory. And that is what STEM is. It's about creating soft skills.